Illinois State Police say they are cracking down on illegal guns like these in a summer blitz to prevent mass shootings. They're targeting people with revoked firearm owner identification cards. Thank you for being with us. I'm Ann Allred. Mike Bush has the evening off. The blitz comes just weeks after the mass shooting that killed 7 people in Highland Park, Illinois. The suspected gunman had one of those identification cards, and there are questions about why state police signed off on it. Our political editor Mark Maxwell joins us in studio with the latest. Mark.
And 3 years before Highland Park, that mass shooter attempted suicide and said he wanted to, quote, kill everyone. Those disturbing details were spelled out in a report that described him as a clear and present danger. That much has already been reported. What we just learned is what happened to that report between the time it was filed and when the mass shooter bought his guns legally.
We can only act on the information that we have in front of us. We cannot, create information that simply isn't available to us.
Illinois State Police Director Brendan Kelly explained what happened to that clear and present danger report for the Highland Park mass shooter.
The officer received it, he reviewed it.
Kelly says because the 19-year-old was not actively trying to buy a gun at the time, they determined he was not a clear and present danger.
How can someone say that a threat is imminent, like right now? The threat of that person having a FOID card or having firearms is imminent or impending if there's no FOID card, if there's no application, if there's no evidence of a desire to acquire firearms.
But why didn't state police catch that red flag when the same person went to buy guns 3 months later?
That report was actually not kept.
I think the public should have an understanding about what was done with that report.
Post the Highland Park shooting, ISP has taken the time to review the entire process of clear and present danger.
State police filed a new emergency rule last week to keep clear and present danger reports on file, even when there are no current or pending attempts to buy a gun.
This was an operational decision to change the rule based on the Highland Park shooting.
Over the last 4 years, officers are stepping up enforcement of the FOID law.
Since the shootings in Uvalde and Buffalo, from mid-June through the end of July, ISP conducted an intense enforcement blitz around the state, focusing on those individuals who pose the greatest threat to themselves or others.
If police revoke your FOID card, the law requires you to give up your guns.
There are thousands of individuals who refuse to do so. You don't know that unless you go do the physical enforcement.
Kelly praised the state police blitz to take illegal guns from people determined dangerous, but in the Highland Park case,
I cannot point to something that our officer did wrong.
Kelly defended his officer, but acknowledged he never followed up to investigate or interview the people who made that initial complaint to local police.
We have no record that there was any kind of call made.
Moving forward,
and we will do everything in our power to prevent mass shootings and gun violence of any kind.
State police launched this summer blitz early in June before Highland Park and on the heels of that mass school shooting in Uvalde, Texas. By the end of July, they had already enforced more cases than in all of last year. Officers report one investigation following an illegal gun in Carbondale led them to seize an AR-15 and 2 illegal semi-automatic handguns.
Mark, thank you.